When you play the Game of Thrones, you
subscribe and like,
or you die. There is no middle ground.
Alright, hello YouTube, welcome back to the Grease Comics YouTube channel. Today's video is actually a very unplanned video, as I'm dropping this about 3 hours, maybe 4 when you guys are actually watching this, or even later. The House of the Dragon official teaser trailer came out today, and I wanted to talk about it. I put out a poll today, and you guys more or less look like you guys want me to talk about it. So today's video, we're going to go through the video itself, talk about it, talk about the things I'm really excited for. I've watched it 2 times before I decided to actually start down and recording it. We're going to go through it on screen, and I'll be honest, this looks very, very good to me. I think they've hit a lot of the keynotes from Fire and Blood and the Dance with Dragons section as a whole. But before we get into the video, if you guys like to like, subscribe, and comment, please do. Helps the channel grow, reach our PM. I like this content as well. Also, if you guys are excited for House of the Dragon, let me know down in the comments. I really am. I think it's going to be better than Game of Thrones, but let's get into it. So starting out the video, we have a shot of Rhaenyra looking out at the water. This is, I'm not sure if this is actually going to be on Dragonstone or King's Landing off of that shot. Also, we have Corlys Velaryon, and this is one of the key points I want to talk about in this trailer, is that it seems like there's a good amount of good dialogue, something that the later seasons didn't have, talking about the pursuit of legacy. Something that is very apparent in a lot of George R.R. Martin's kind of writing is, what do we leave behind? Something that this trailer is going to talk about in a lot of depth with Corlys Velaryon, and he's going to be a major character within this whole story, so get used to seeing a lot of him, and he's going to be really exciting to watch. We have another shot here of good old Daemon Targaryen handing, I'm assuming, an egg, or having at least one in his hand, with Otto Hightower. Now, another big key point in this series is going to be that those two are going to be at odds. I'm very interested to see how the show ends up doing that, and how it shows that these two do not like each other. Because in the books, it's very much kind of left for us to kind of figure out. I have my own theories. I've done a video on it before, but there is a rumor that Daemon did sleep with Alicent, which could be possible. Moving on in the trailer, we have a nice shot of the dragon. It looks really good, by the way. I'm assuming I think that's Rhaenyra. I'm not sure on that one, but yeah. We also then have a bunch of lords swearing fealty to Rhaenyra and Viserys, something that is going to be basically broken later on. Not too much into spoilers, but some of these people break that. The people that were kind of named, 2 of them do not, the other one does. And another shot of kind of Rhaenyra, and then Daemon. He was also the person that actually invented kind of the gold cloaks for King's Landing. He was the one that actually gave them their name and stuff like that. So this is a shot of kind of showing where Daemon's power was in King's Landing until he eventually gets kind of dismissed from King's Landing by Otto Hightower and by the king, because Otto heavily pushes it. And then we have another scene, which I think this is a really great scene, because Rhaenys is someone that was in a very similar sort of situation to Rhaenyra, where people questioned whether she should be the queen, right? Instead of going with Rhaenys, they ended up going for Viserys. And Rhaenys is basically saying to Rhaenyra that people would rather burn the country than see a woman on the throne, which is very much true. Women do not have power, and really Rhaenyra is the closest thing we ever see to a woman on the Iron Throne. So we have another shot of Rhaenyra and then Rhaenys talking. It comes out on August 21st, by the way, so get excited for that. We have a shot of Alicent. This is going to be that, I think, famous dinner where we have Alicent in the green and then Rhaenyra in the black and red traditional colors of, you know, the Targaryens. And this is a great scene as well that's going to be on the whole screen, is that this is very much, Otto Hightower is very much a Tywin of this era. Now, Tywin does a better job, but Otto Hightower is someone that kind of is trying to politically maneuver and gain his kind of family more power. And he talks about how if you have the determination to win, you can get through that and you can gain power. And although the game that they play is ugly, that's what has to happen. And we see another kind of festival or feast type scene. And we have a couple scenes here or there. And then we just have a couple action shots here, kind of heightening up the pace of the trailer. I'm not sure what some of these will be initially, but you see Alicent coming at Rhaenyra with a knife, which is very interesting. And then the ending shot of this is kind of very reminiscent to the Tyrion scene, where in the Game of Thrones kind of show, Tyrion goes in to kind of release the dragons, and this is a lot of how this kind of looks. and we see Daemon going in with a dragon, and kind of the same thing where the dragon blows fire, Daemon kind of stumbles back a little bit, and all the while we have this kind of shot of Corlys Velaryon basically going, you know, history, you know, it's not written in like blood or anything like that, it's kind of written in names, that's who we remember, and that's going to be the big thing. And I really like that they included Daemon for that, because I think that's a lot of what motivates and drives Daemon as a character. So that is the trailer. Now I do want to talk about a couple things after rewatching the trailer. Is that the big thing here for me is that they have captured the essence of the Dance of the Dragons pretty well, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure that they did a really good job with how everything looks. The dragons look great, or at least the ones we see. The costume design looks great. The hair design looks great. Everything that Game of Thrones did well in that department visually is very good so far from what we've seen. Also, well, we've heard George R. R. Martin say, he even did in a blog post where he's gotten to see a lot more of the episodes and how they're kind of looking. This is going to be a show with a lot of morally gray characters, right? Rhaenyra is my favorite character in this show, and Rhaenyra is one of my favorite characters in all of A Song of Ice and Fire lore. She is very much a morally gray character. She starts out as a pretty good character, but she's definitely a morally gray character by the end, maybe even a villain. And that goes for most of the characters, I would say, in this. I don't think there's going to be any like characters where you're like, yeah, they're good. A lot of morally gray characters in this show. And I think this is going to be a return into the good dialogue, and I really think this is going to be better than Game of Thrones. I think this has a lot of potential to be really, really good. But let me know what you guys think, what your thoughts are. What do you guys think is going to happen with this entire show? Do you think it's going to do well? I think maybe viewership-wise in the beginning it might not do as well, but I think if you're looking at it from a point of view of quality, I think this show is going to be significantly better from Game of Thrones. And I think a lot of what we saw here kind of shows that and kind of represents that. So I hope you guys all like the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
If you think this has a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention.